Hi, welcome to Prime Recap. A monk and his 3 disciples must hunt demons in the Indian countryside, facing colossal battles against powerful creatures. Today we will recap the story of the movie, Journey to the West, The Demons Strike Back. Our journey this time will begin in the Indian countryside, where people in a village are trying to awaken a colossal monk using the most unusual methods you can imagine. This giant monk is the mighty Tang. He is grabbed by the nose by one of the small inhabitants and realizes that it is his teacher, who has come to congratulate him and give him an honor award for achieving his goals on the journey. Receiving a glowing halo from the gods that makes him very excited. Nevertheless, the gift seems to be failing for some bizarre reason, causing numerous explosions. In reality, it was all a dream of Tang's. He wakes up in the middle of a huge storm, lying on the ground on a bed of straw. Our powerful hunter monk is working for a circus full of very peculiar and interesting people, where he asks for money all the time. When he receives his audience, Tang shows the audience his first attraction, the pig demon disciple who is caged. The women are startled by that bizarre thing. The obsessive gaze would drive anyone away. Next, the monk introduces his second disciple, the fish demon, but this one is even more terrifying, with its grotesque manifestations, causing trauma to a baby. An enraged woman demands that Tang take responsibility for the emotional damage done to her family, and the entire circus criticizes him for his pitiful performances. However, the monk promises that his latest attraction will make up for everything and reveals the mighty Monkey King, but people are perplexed when he falls from the tree like a sack of potatoes. Tang desperately tries to beg people for another chance, but they remain resistant and don't seem to be convinced at all. Tired of the situation, the Monkey King stands up and tries to attack his master, but Tang begins to perform a musical ritual to calm him down. Unfortunately, all efforts are in vain when the creature conjures a giant tornado and flies away, destroying the entire village in its path. Realizing that the situation would become critical, Tang decided to flee immediately to avoid possible retaliation for his disciples' actions. The master finally managed to escape from the circus and punished the monkey demon by whipping him with the electric vines he had taken with him while in prison. The other brothers watched in fear as the demon went berserk. Despite the victory over the Monkey King, the demon had suffered from recurring nightmares since the Buddhist palm attack. The next morning, Tang woke up determined to fetch water so that he could sustain his disciples. In his search, he ended up venturing deeper into the forest and discovered a large hidden temple. He knocks on the door to beg for some food and, surprisingly, a beautiful woman appears to greet him and offers him dinner. Tang immediately agrees to the generous offer, and totally suspicious of course. Little did the team of demon hunters know that the previous night there in that same temple, a team of hunters was also drawn into the place. They were suspicious of a chair-bound lady who seemed to be initiating a monstrous transformation. When they used the amulet to identify demons, they couldn't understand. Nothing was found. Only then did they realize the ambush they had fallen into from the spider demons. The beautiful hostess turns into a ghastly spider. She pulls the amulet of the guild with her webs, and all we can hear are the screams of terror from the hunters. Now that Tang has entered this very place, the fish demon is mesmerized by the beauty of the women, while the monk thanks the leader for giving them delicious meals, but she insists that they stay longer and enjoy all the hospitality. What she hadn't noticed was that the Monkey King had already seen through his illusion and visualized the girl's aura, all of which were actually spider demons waiting to consume their master. The Monkey King goes up to the woman and hits her with a thorn, demonstrating that she gives off a demonic essence, but Tang is furious at this behavior and throws all the disciples out of the area, scolding them for their rudeness to those who were only trying to help them. However, the girls quickly assume their true forms, and the leader, who has now turned into a dark spider, holds Tang while he cries out for the Monkey King, and asks him to come back and help him. The demon uses his staff to prevent the master from being devoured, and the fish demon summons his weapon to attack one of the spiders. Unfortunately, one of the creatures traps him in the wall and spews a green, acidic goo in his face. Although he manages to swallow it and spit it back into the spider's mouth, the acid begins to eat away at his face. Meanwhile, inside the temple, the other monsters are holding the monk with webs. The Monkey King manages to free him and wipe out the spiders, destroying the temple ceiling in the process. When Tang and the monkey demon fall into an underground crater, they realize that they are surrounded by thousands of tiny spiders. The Monkey King stomps hard on the ground, causing everything to crumble and fall into a huge spider's nest. Tang investigates the area and finds a huge creature composed of thousands of tiny spiders, the final form of the spider demon. They manage to trap the monster, complying with the master's request. But before Tang can try to talk to the demon, the Monkey King steps forward and punches and blows the creature's head off, holds it by the tentacle, and bashes it so hard that nothing remains but creature dust. Tang gets extremely angry with his disciple for killing lives as if they were nothing, but Monkey Demon says he has no regrets at all. He justifies that the spiders were a great threat. They then continue on their journey away from the deadly forest, while the pig pulls in the wagon the fish demon, which has returned to its original monstrous form thanks to the poison the spiders have injected into its body. The group has finally arrived in a large city. Upon entering the gates, Tang is amazed at the local culture as people look at them with strangeness, since one would not normally see a monster fish like that on a daily basis. They are stopped by a group of people carrying flags, and the city minister appears amid white smoke to welcome the guests. They head to the king's palace and, upon entering, find a crowd of people dancing wildly, to entertain their king's tantrum-like behavior. The man wants Tang to demonstrate his magic skills and make him happy, but the monk has no skills to show off like a court jester and is not there for that, so he refuses the king's order. This infuriates him completely. He orders Tang to be executed, causing him to have to agree to make a fool of himself. The group is led into a private room, where the Monkey King suggests Tang use an object glued to himself, a talisman of obedience, to control his actions during the performance. Tang feels quite concerned about this plan, as he believes it will end badly and make them a laughingstock. The demon monkey simply ignores his master's complaints, sticks the talisman on his back and pushes him out of the room, causing Tang to fly across the hall. Those present are impressed by the monk's supernatural ability, always following the movements of the monkey in the back room. However, the show quickly spiraled out of control when the monkey demon slapped his teammate on the head, causing the monk to unintentionally slap the king across the face. The man cried out in pain in front of all the servants, while Tang apologized effusively for the accident. However, the Monkey King quickly advanced towards the king and started slapping him several times on the face, causing the crying little king to let out a flare of fire from his mouth, throwing the monkey to the other side of the room. The Monkey King managed to reflect the flames back at his opponent, thus revealing that the crying king was in fact the Red Devil and that all this was happening in his toy kingdom. The creature carries a super punch, and releases its elastic arms, heading straight towards the monkey, but this is not a problem. The Monkey King is able to deflect the attacks easily, firing several punches back in the face of the red demon as if it were a toy. The little monster still tries to charge up another powerful boost and throw itself, but it ends up getting hit repeatedly. This time the creature was furious, turned into a metal ball with thorns, and went after the Monkey King, trying to pierce him at full speed. The little king summons his 2 spinning blades of death and begins to throw everything into the air. The 2 blades come together as they push the monkey out of the temple with brutal force. The demon kicks them away, and an insane battle for the skies will begin. The little king concentrates an enormous amount of energy in his tiny little body, which sends a tornado of fire over the monkey with spear-wielding demon riders. Even though the Monkey King tries to block it with a colossal shield of energy, the thousands of demons break through the protection and violently knock him into the palace, opening a crater in the ground with his fall. The little king taunts his opponent while calling him a stupid monkey, causing the supreme Monkey King to roar with fury. No one calls him that, and when he opens the flags on his back, it got serious. His power is so great that he lifted the whole palace in the air. The demon, wielding his magic staff, this time uses the flags as propellers to push back the whirlwind of flames thrown by the little king, blowing the enemies away, and finally hitting 2 flaming eyeballs into the chest of the red demon, throwing it to the ground. The fish demon takes the chance and freezes the enemy with one of his blowing abilities, and finally the little monster was immobilized, sliding down to Wukong's feet, who stops him in style. Tang rushes to capture the demon using the sealing technique learned from Duan in the past, turning the demon into an ugly, helpless little souvenir keychain. They also find the real king inside the basement of the palace asking for help. The one crying all along was the Red Devil, so they were able to give the throne back to the real king. The Majesty orders him to call hundreds of women from the kingdom, and selects one in particular from the crowd, so that she can dance for everyone. As soon as the girl starts moving in beautiful dance steps, she quickly gets the monk's attention. Tang remembered his beloved Miss Duan, for she also danced in an extremely similar way when she stood under the moonlight. He was delighted by this. And yet the king offers the girl to go along with the group. The monk refuses, because they have many difficulties and don't even have enough food. It would not be fair to the beautiful girl. But she says she would like to join them, because she grew up in extreme poverty and has always had difficulties, and is determined to follow the Buddha's path with the monk. Back on the road, Tang discovers that the girl's name is Bai, and the two eventually become very close as they travel together, completely ignoring everyone else as they are consumed by love. But the Monkey King begins to suspect the girl, thinking she may actually be a demon infiltrating the team. The monkey tries to use the magic mirror on the woman, but her reflection was surprisingly normal, so the girl was certainly not a demon. Not believing that this was real, he takes a knife and cuts the girl's arm, spilling a few drops of blood into the mirror. If it evaporates, she is a demon. And to his surprise, nothing happened again. To prove that she really was a human, Tang says that they should follow her to her family's village, since demons cannot have human parents. To everyone's surprise, they arrive in the village of the woman who really did look quite ordinary and normal, and the Monkey King gets even more stressed. He doesn't accept that the girl is in fact human. He begins to attack everyone inside the village and throws the girl's father away, claiming that they might just be specters created by a demon that is in the place. The monkey is certain that he must eliminate the young girl, and Tang rushes to block his disciple, blaming the demon for always attacking the women he feels affection for. It's personal. As seen in the monk's memoirs, the Monkey King was responsible for ending Duan's life, imagining he was protecting Tang, causing a deep conflict that formed an unforgettable hatred in the master for his disciple. The monkey turns his back on his master, transforming into his demonic form, and begins killing everyone he sees in front of him. Tang quickly tries to stop his disciple's madness, but can only witness the terrible consequences that are caused by the demon's violence. He had killed Bai's entire family. The Monkey King is out of his mind, and in an attempt to stop him, the monk tries to sing the song that brings him under control, but his mouth is covered by the demon's magic necklace. But he is easily stopped by his disciple, taking several strokes of Wukong's staff. Seeing that Tang is about to be killed, the woman begs Monkey to leave him alone, saying that the whole town is just a hoax, created by her and her demonic abilities. However, her confessions did not improve the Monkey King's mental state. The demon enters his gigantic and powerful form. He captures his master and devours him alive, while Bai desperately cries out for Tang not to die. The giant demon roars in fury and scales a mountain with a single bound. Just when it seemed that it couldn't get any worse, a familiar voice emerges from among the mountains. It was the minister with the weeping red demon. She arrives taunting the Monkey King with a banana, and then we find out that she was the real evil mind behind the chaos in her own kingdom. She planned to use Bai to destroy the connection of the monk and his disciple, so she could take revenge for ending their power over her kingdom, and ending them both. Only here comes another plot twist. The Monkey King had not devoured his master, and so spits Tang out. They knew Bai was a demon and used this information to ambush the former queen and finally defeat her. The little brat even tries, but the demon fish freezes him with his magic, allowing the Monkey King to smash him to pieces with his tail, with a single, debauched attack. The minister uses all her powers and invokes a shockwave towards the group, knocking down everyone except the Monkey King, who resists the attack and saves Tang by using his tail as a stone shield. The demon lunges at its enemy violently, but the minister manages to escape by using her red cloud and flying far away from Wukong. But things have gotten pretty ugly now, because she summoned a supreme power of a giant Buddha using a tsunami barrier as a shield. The monkey demon wields its magic staff so that it can withstand the tsunami, and then the minister pushes that immensity of water, controlling the Buddhist palms of the huge statue. Amazingly, the monkey is able to repel the attack, and has a quick chance to jump on his flying cloud and capture it. However, the minister is agile, and hits him with a colossal slap, releasing several arms of the gigantic statue, forcing the Monkey King to dodge her onslaughts with the flying cloud. She summons two more huge Buddha clones, who have powers of different elements in their bodies. Using electricity, she immobilizes the Monkey King, making him lose his staff. Together they strongly attack the stone monkey with elemental waves, while he fights against the terrible pain. It would be the end for the Monkey King. However, a colossal arm launches itself out of the water and grabs the statues, destroying the false Buddhas all at once, releasing the Monkey King from the trap. And so we find that this was certainly Tang's supreme power, who was in meditation on his disciple's staff and finally decided to use the Buddha's palm on the enemy, completely defeating the minister. A huge aura materializes in front of the team. It was Buddha, who came to congratulate them for managing to capture one of his disciples, who will now be able to return to heaven. The minister is a golden phoenix who was able to escape from heaven and bring hell to earth. They return to the mountains and see that Felicity is on the verge of death thanks to the injuries this calamity has caused her. Tang tries to comfort the girl, but all she wants to know is if he really loved her all this time. Tang reveals that he can no longer love anyone, because there is only one woman inside his heart, and she died long ago. Hearing this speech from Tang, the woman passes away with watery eyes and her soul slowly makes its way to the heavens. The demon hunting team resumes its journey through India, while Tang continues to see his true love accompanying him at all times, Miss Duan, who will always be by his side. And one more journey was complete. So what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you next time.